Hey everybody, welcome to Cards and Sharps. How y'all doing? Good. Glad to hear it. Hope everybody's doing good. Glad you dropped by. Have a look at some knives with me. Alright, what we have here today is this gem from Code Steel. This is the AD15. And some of you may recognize this knife put out by Andrew Demko as a kind of a non-production knife, kind of a custom deal. Very nice knife, and they partnered with Code Steel to make this a production knife. And you know, it's a very unique looking knife. It's got this gadget here on the back, and it's also a little tamer looking than some of the Code Steel knives, especially some of the ones I have looked at, such as the Voyager and the couple of the others that they had. This one has what they call the Scorpion lock, and it provides a strong and really secure blade lockup. One of the strongest that you'll find. And also with the design of it, it's pivot here, and then when you raise it up, it unlocks it. But when it locks in, it's very, very stout, and it's the kind of knife you see them doing things like hanging an engine block off of it or something like that. You know, kind of extreme examples of showing how strong locks are. But also with this, as you're holding the knife and gripping it, just that natural action is going to be helping secure that lock in place to make it even stronger yet. And Demko pretty much modified the traditional lock back by integrating it into the handle. So it creates just a unique action, and it does take some getting used to. I just unboxed this. I have not had a chance to carry it or anything yet, but it does take a little bit of practice to figure out the best way to get in there. Now there is some grooving here to help you. You can get your fingers in there and it pops right open, and once you get used to it, you can actually just let it free fall down in there. Now if it's still just a tad bit tight, it's just right out of the box, so it's still pretty stiff at this point. And I did oil it, and it's getting a little bit of oil out there. Wipe that off. But I'm going to be fidgeting with it, playing with it, getting used to it, because I do plan to carry this one and see how I like it. As far as the general appearance and all that, it's just a cool looking knife. Very very manly, very rugged looking knife. Alright, so let's talk about some of the specs on this bad boy. Overall, you're looking at 8.5 inches with a blade length of just over 3.5 inches. It's 3.625. You got a 3.5 inch cutting edge, and you got this little choil in here, finger choil. It's not a real deep choil, and I would say that you would not want to do anything real extreme when you're using that area, because you're right there close to the business part of the blade. So I would be afraid I'd slide up that blade a bit, maybe cut myself. But if we're doing some light detail work, it lets you choke up and get more control over it. It's a big knife, so that gives you some control. Blade width is 1.25. Thickness is 0.15, so it's a little thicker stock, but the way they taper it down here keeps it from looking too beefy. The steel is CPM S35VN. So it's got a good premium steel. So this puts the knife in a premium knife category. It's not as near as expensive as the actual Andrew Demko models, but it is. I mean, it looks and feels just like the real thing. Which I had never owned one of the Demkos, but I have handled and seen them at some knife shows. Blade style drop point with a flat grind. The finish is they're calling a satin finish. Plain edge all the way. Handle length is 5 1/4, so you got plenty of handle there to get a hold of. Fits really nice in my hands, and I can see where it would easily accommodate somebody with even larger hands. The handle thickness is just over 1/2 inch at 0.59, and this green part here with the texturing, that is G10, has a nice feel to it. Lots of good texturing for grip. This color is they call it OD green. I've seen these also in black. It's got a stainless steel liner, and you can see it's pretty robust. And it's partially open here, and then it's open throughout there, so things will go through, but should be pretty easy to clean it out. The weight is 6.57, so it's not a light knife by no means. It's for heavy duty work, and probably a little heavier than I would want to carry on a daily basis, but anytime I'm going out outdoors, do anything outdoors or out in the woods, I'm not going to be turned off by that weight, because of the quality and the durability you're getting in that weight. It's not designed to be just a little gentleman's knife or anything like that. It's a beefy cutting tool. It's left or right-handed. You can see the clip can be put on either left or right. It's going to be tip up only, so that's good. And thumb stud. I expect I can actually flip it, the little wrist into it, no problem. And you're throwing a pretty chunky piece of steel whenever you're flipping that open. So once you get it broke in a little bit, I think probably be even easier. All right, so these are made in Taiwan, so not a Chinese-made knife. A lot of good knives come out of Taiwan. I know Spyderco has some good knife products that come out of Taiwan. They're known for making some pretty good quality product out there. Let's talk a little bit about the fit and finish. It feels really good. I mean, as far as other code steels I've had, this is definitely has a more premium feel and fit and finished quality to it. You know, all the way around. The only place that, and I've heard others mention this, that it feels a little unfinished is right here in this jimping that's in the back. And speaking of, that is some good robust jimping for getting in there. I mean, you when you got this in your hand, you feel like you have a good grip on this knife for whatever you think you would need to do with it. It would make a good, you know, if you're in a dark alley and the only thing you have is your knife, and you pull that, it's going to make a good weapon. It's going to make a good knife out in the field for anything you might want to use it for. It's stout enough to handle pretty much any job you're going to throw at it. The grip is great. really feel no hot spots. That scorpion lock does not create a uncomfortable or any hot spot feeling. The clip just disappears in your hand when you're holding it. So you might be able to tell, I like this knife. I like it a lot. I just thought it was unique looking from the first time I seen it, and just even holding it, I thought it felt really nice. But getting to play with it here now for a while, I just really like it. And to be honest, I've recently picked up a Medford Smooth Criminal, and with the plunge lock, which is pretty neat. But it's overall, as far as a usable knife and one that just feels really good all the way around, I like this one better. And this one comes in at a considerably less price than the Smooth Criminal. And I'll tell you, quality-wise, it feels every bit the quality of knife that did. Not that I didn't like the Smooth Criminal. I rocked it a lot. I just, I think for the money, I'm liking this one more. What else? As I said, got really good jumping on the back. I love that. You know, maybe they could have done a little bit of touch work on it to round those ends a little bit. You can feel a little sharpness there, but not that I think it's going to cut you or anything. Easily used one hand, whether you can flip it or you can just roll it out there, but then when you want to close it, you just one-handed all day long. It's got a nice size lanyard hole, for those of you that like putting lanyards on there. Let's compare it to size-wise to some of the well-known knives that I like to bring out. Got the Benchmade Bug Out. See, it's a lot bigger than that one, and of course it's going to be a lot bigger than a Delica. And then we got one everybody's pretty familiar with, is the Rat 1, which is a pretty robust knife in itself, and you can see it's larger yet than the Rat 1. So it is a nice big knife, but when in your hand, I mean, it's got the strength and feel of a good sturdy fixed blade. So it's a good quality knife. I could see this being a very popular outdoorsman's knife. And the locking mechanism, I mean, you're going to get good solid locked up every time. I mean, this is reliable as a good back lock. You don't have to worry about whether you're getting 50% lockup or your liner or frame lock bending and giving up some of your lock strength. This is all in all a very good solid feeling knife. Well, I'd like to know what you guys think. If any of you handled this or seen this, would you like to have a knife like this? It's I think it's going to become one of my new favorites. And I had actually kind of given up on Cold Steel. I thought a lot of what they had was more novelty type stuff. But the Spartan was the other one. I've done the Voyager and the Spartan, and I think the Finn Wolf and maybe a couple others. But yeah, this is the real deal. This they did a really good job in putting out Mr. Demko's fine design of a knife. All right, that is it for the Cold Steel AD15. Give me a like and thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and subscribe, and we'll have more knives coming your way shortly. All right, we'll see you guys next time.